Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Crohn's Magic Corner. Turn off the music. There we go. I'm Rachel Arazo, your intuitive business coach and intuitive divination mentor. And we are wrapping up the 10-Toe Curtain 5-Day Mindset Challenge today. Oh my God, this week has been ridiculous. Just to give you a wrap up of what we've talked about so far. So first off, we talked about assessing your current blocks, right? And setting goals with where you would like to be a year from now, a month from now, what you want to happen in your business, right? And then all this week, we've been working on how you manage your time, how you, how basically you work with yourself and what time you decide to put aside and how much your time is worth. So the second day, when we created a planning ritual, I had you calculate how much literally your time would be worth in order to help you meet your income goals. On day 3, we talked about setting really firm boundaries, assessing how we treat other people with their time and money and how that reflects on us and our businesses. And then yesterday we were talking about stop using timing as an excuse. You have enough time. It's just what you decide to put out. So today we're going to really establish how to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves when it comes to time in our business. Let's see. Yep, we have stuff. Hi, Anna. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Rebecca. Yay, people are coming in. Anna says, hi, Rachel. We'll be here for a little while. Then got to go take care of laundry in 5 minutes. That's fine. No worries. I know that today also it might feel a little funky because we had to do this a little earlier because immediately after this, I'm going to be over in the Heart-Centered Spiritual Biz Support Group for professional psychics to do a live stream for the 12 Days of Christmas. Every year, the live video summit that happens. So that's totally fine. Happy Friday, by the way, everybody. I hope everybody has been doing fabulous. I hope that everyone, let me know how you've been feeling this week, because I know we had a lot of aha moments. We had some things shift for everyone, but I want to know how you're feeling with everything that's happened in this challenge. If it's what plans you're making, so as we go forward, it's just not the energy staying here and you feeling amazing now, what you're going to do in the future to keep that going. Let me know in the comments. Hi, Pam. Hi. Awesome. I'm just making sure I have everything pulled up here as well. Let's see. Pulling up stuff. Nope. Yep, that's right thing. Yeah, so far I'm feeling awesome about it. Awesome. Yeah, and I know that yesterday it was a doozy because we talked about wording, right? How to start wording ourselves so we actually are successful. Everything is successful if we start approaching it with different language, right? So I know that one was tough. I know it's also because we combined this with the money challenge aspect. A lot of you weren't used to spending money on yourselves like this. $100,000 really scared a lot of people. But that's absolutely okay. That just shows your brinks, right? Pam says, I think I might start each day with some virtual shopping. Ooh, yes! Do it! Like the universe gives you a little bit of money every day. I know when I first played this, I continued. I did it just like this. We got up to 1 million. And then instead of increasing it by an extra 0 every day, I increased it by an extra 1 million. And I think I continued that for the rest of the year. And when it got to about Christmas, because I did this in like October until I got to Christmas, I was done. It was a chore for me. So if you feel like you're going to continue after this, when it starts to feel like a chore and you forget it and you get that, I don't really want to do this anymore kind of feeling, go ahead and stop and start over. Get really easy with yourself again. And if you don't want to do it in giant increments like this, and you want to get more on the minuscule kind of things for spending money on yourself or for your business, start at $5, then 10, then 20, and you can get really little like that and expand it because it'll help you realize how you can stretch your money into things. And it says it's been some things going on. Just have to see how things work out. Feeling great at how having been in this challenge and found out so much more about myself in this business, how to word ourselves and all that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rebecca says it's been really helped me to organize my time and get things done. Usually I just drift along. Absolutely. Yeah. Because it's one thing to say you're going to make the time and that you're going to do the things, but then you have no clue, right, on what to do next. And today, a part of learning how to check yourself so you don't wreck yourself, is getting really crystal clear on the things you actually need to succeed for your business. Because when it comes right down to it, that we usually make things a lot harder for ourselves. And not in like, and it's not a dig at anybody. I do the exact same thing. Sometimes I make it too big. Sometimes I'm too focused on the giant goal that I have to make everything bigger than it really needs to be. So I want to help you not just with your time, make the most of it, but also simplify it so you don't have to stress out about not having everything in its mom done when you don't need everything in its mom done, right? We don't want you to be the Walmart of spiritual business owners. We don't want you to be the Walmart of psychics. We want you to get really clear and concise and get it easy first, right? So the first way that we did that, I'm just making sure that I have exactly what I want to talk to you about up. The first thing about that is just really figuring out exactly how many people you need to talk to, right, in order to get to make your money. And that makes it super, when you figure that number out, when you figure out that in order to make X amount of dollars a month, you only need to talk to 10 people, or you need to get 20 people in a program, it makes it so much easier for you. But we can, when we figure that number out, then we want to do everything in its mom to go and get the people. So, and I know this from personal experience because I've done this stuff too, right? So first, just to give a little story, because you know me, I love my stories. When I first started with my business, I did the thing that probably every new business owner does and probably should never do. Absolutely, you should not do this because it stresses you out ridiculously. And that was start a website. Because when I first started, just to give a little background in case you're new and haven't really heard about my backstory as much. When I first started, I went into doing Etsy first. I was putting my readings on Etsy because I was doing them for free on Tumblr first, on my Tumblr blog, with my same business name, Modron Lotus Garden. And then I put them on Etsy underneath the same name, I believe. Yeah, Modron Lotus Garden on there too. And the coach that I had at the time, one of the things that she said to be successful, because her thing was about getting Etsy owners onto blogs, because that's how she was running so much money into her stuff, was to start a blog. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get a free Weebly website and I'm going to start my blog. The problem with this is if you do a website or if you do a blog or you do all kinds of try to network by word of mouth and stuff like that, it's like you sitting in the middle of the ocean with nothing around you, right? You're just floating there trying to stay up and trying to be seen by somebody, but you're such a small speck that any airplane that goes by or any cruise ship that goes by, they're not going to see you. You can't flag them down. Whereas if you were to stay on a platform that already has a bunch of people on it, like Pinterest or Facebook or Tumblr or Instagram or Etsy even, things that drive their own traffic on their own, then it's like being on an island with a bunch of people. And if you need help, you're more likely to find people that are actually going to help you. So that's the problem that I see a lot of people start. And they get these wonderful habits. they say, I'm going to dedicate this much time. Maybe I'm going to put up 2 blog posts a week like I did. Every week for my blog, those of you that were with me like way back when I first started this, knew that I put it out twice a week. And then I have a blog, so I need a newsletter. So I send out updates to my blog, to my newsletter once a week, let them know what blog posts were up. The problem with that is where I started. Hi, Tanya. Where I started, I was still in school. I was 4 months postpartum with my child. Instead of spending time with her, and instead of going to my work study and creating costumes for shows, instead of paying attention in my math class that I had to take like 3 times, because I'm a theater nerd, I'm not a math nerd. Instead of paying attention, I was scheduling 8 weeks out worth of blog posts. I was contacting other Etsy sellers within my niche to interview them, do blog posts about them, and hopefully get some traffic their way. All the posts that you see me put up about pearls and cotton and all the correspondence stuff that I used to do, all of that is from when I first started, right? And I did not get any traffic from it. And that's because my website was in the ocean of Google and Bing and all the other search engines, and nobody was coming to me because I had to direct my own traffic to myself. Whereas if I had stayed on a social platform, it would have been so much easier, right? So, and the thing about this is I want you to really simplify what you really need for a business. And now looking back, there's really only 3 things I need. I needed a thing to sell, right? I needed an audience to sell it to, and I needed a way to get paid, right? And of course, we can expand this out. In order to get the audience, we could do some automation, things like that. So like, if you can make the most of the time that you do have, because literally I would work on my business in the middle of the night, and during the day when my audience was awake, I needed to have things running because I was in school. I was fucking busy. I'm not going to deal with this stuff. So I used Pinterest first. And I had maybe a couple hundred people on there. And then after I automated it, like 4 months later, I went to look at it. I had 14,000 on there. And I'm like, I have 14,000 people. And then I'd forget about it again. And I went back like last week. And I have 149,000 people on there now. And I'm like, holy shit. That's a lot of people. But because it's an audience that is just coming to me already. I know how to use it so good that even some of you that are here in the group post when, like, on the questions that I ask you, you say, yeah, I found you on Pinterest. Holy shit. Welcome to the group. But that's because I started on an island with people already there, right? And then you can bring them, I brought them into my home, into my community, and I talk to you and I get to know you and I want to know your relationship. And if you feel like our relationship is fantastic, then you sign up to coach with me or you sign up for one of my programs, right? So I really want you to understand that you don't need as much to start out in the beginning to get your very first client like you think. As long as you have an offer, you know who you're selling to, and the place that they're at, the place where your people hang out. That kind of goes in conjunction with your audience. Both of them do. And then you have a way to get paid. That's all you really need. If you go right now, if you have not done it, if you go and set up a business PayPal, it's free. Set up a PayPal account, convert it to a business account, done. Then you can get paid today. And if you know, based off of what we talked about this week, which you should know at this point, how many people you need to meet your income goal, then start sending out invitations to people. Be really heartfelt. Say, hey, I would like to invite you to come work with me, right? I would like to talk to you. I feel like I could really help you because I saw in such and such group or over here that you were really struggling and I would like to talk to you. Would you like to sign up for something to work with me? All you got to do, it's a gentle invitation. And we've already talked a little bit about the reasons why they won't say anything. the money reason and the time reason this week. There's a couple other ones, but we talked about those two this week, so you're prepared for those. So now you can go out and go do the thing. Right? And that is enough to get you at least your first client. There are other things outside that will be able to help, like, passive income and lead magnets and freebies and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about all that right now. Just have the thing you're selling, who you're selling it to, and how you're getting paid. Do those, go send out invitations, and I bet you will get some clients. And actually a couple people that have talked to me one-on-one and we've really detailed out your offers, they already started making money. Because you really simplified it. Does that make sense, the way that I'm telling this to you? Because sometimes when I introduce this, it can either scare people into being like, but it can't be that easy, or it'll be like, that self-deprecation will start again, like, why is it so easy? I'm so stupid, and start beating yourself up about it. So let me know if that makes sense. If you have questions or anything. If it does make sense, give me hearts and likes. I would love to know. Let's see. Rebecca says, for me, blogs take up a shit ton of time. Yeah, they really do. Especially when everybody's telling you that you need to have so much content that you're being put out, when you need to be on top of everything, when you need a newsletter and you need to have freebies and opt-ins and all this kind of stuff. You really don't need all that, right? Caitlin says, I've had one for ages. Good. Use it. Hi, Pamela. Yeah, and there are lots of ways that you can do this. As readers, all my readers in here, we have some hotlines that you can use. Okay, you have the thing you're selling, which is readings. You have the audience, people on the hotlines that are going to come in, that the hotline is already advertising for you, and how you're going to get paid. The hotline pays you once a month or every couple weeks or however they set it up. And it either goes to your PayPal or it goes to your bank account. Boom. Done. Go sign up for some hotlines. Like Keen right now is hiring. And Keen has been closed for 4 fucking years. Okay? They have been full on their psychics and they are wonderful. They can do next day payment if you get on there right now. Go do it. Let's see. Kayla says, I'm still waiting to hear back from Keen. That's okay. They're so fancy. They have a freaking phone line with the little jazz elevator music in the background and everything. And they'll call you back and stuff. Go call them. They said that usually it takes 10 to 17 business days to process it. But they will let you know. Go call them if you haven't heard from them. Pamela says, waved in my room realizing you can't see me. That's okay. Hi. For coaches, this can also happen in a couple different ways. You can go and let's say you already have a blog. If you already jumped on that ship and got yourself a blog, take your blog posts that don't have opt-ins on them, just in case it's a group that doesn't like it, and go put them in Facebook groups. Or if you like Instagram, go on Instagram and post it with a picture. Go share value somewhere. And then when people respond and they say they have a problem, comment and say, hey, I would like to talk to you because I feel like I could really help you. Is it okay if I send you a message? And if they say yes, go ahead and send them a message and invite them to get on a call with you or invite them to come coach with you. Done. Product people, I can really help you out because I adore Etsy, okay? I'm also on Amazon Handmade. So it's come talk to me. Or seriously, go into some groups and start sharing your products. On your Facebook page, share a picture of a product you really love. Like this week, the new merch that I added to the bookstore for the Corona Academy. I love it. It makes my heart sing. It's adorable. I love my mugs. Okay. I went ahead and put that on Etsy, and I shared it on my business page, and I shared it here in the group. And boom. It's super easy. Tanya said, I just want to start doing paid tarot readings. I applied to Keen Tuesday. Good. So you already have something going there, right? So then start reaching out to people. Now, this today is all about checking yourself before you hurt yourself, before you really wreck up your business. And there are some things that if you have a product you're selling, if you know what you're selling, that you really, I really would not recommend doing. So for example, if you're a tarot reader and you feel like that people will not find you credible if you don't do free readings, don't do free readings. No matter what it is, please don't do free readings, because you're giving away your product for free. You're giving away your time and your services for free in order to seem credible. Okay, you can easily instead of doing a live stream about doing free readings, you could easily do a live instead about why you need a reading for X topic. Why do you need a reading to find a job? Why do you need a reading to find your love life? To find the love of your life. Why do you need a reading to talk about infertility? Why do you need a reading to check up on your health? All that kind of stuff. Talk about that instead. Don't talk about, hey, come here and I'll give you free readings. Or if you do and you want to do free readings, don't do it with what you want to do. So like Tanya, you said that you want to do paid tarot readings. Do oracle draws instead. Do angel cards instead. Do runes instead. Do shufflemancy instead. Whatever it is, just don't do paid tarot readings. Okay? Because then you're not giving your product away for free. You are showing that you are still giving readings, but it is not specifically your product. For coaches, we have a habit because we're teachers that we want to give everything and its mom away. We see somebody, we see a potential student, we see a potential client, and we want to go talk to them. And we want to solve their life. I've totally done this myself. Especially when it comes to Etsy. I could easily do nothing but Etsy, because I can look at somebody's shop and I could give you like 15 pages about what's wrong with it and how to fix it. But you can't do that, because that is what they're supposed to be doing on your session. So, okay, I just got a message from somebody. I will talk to you in a second. Besides that, like, that's when you need to get the free thing, like a free little 2-page workbook, or that's when you can create a guided meditation, or all the other stuff. That's when you can do that, give that away, and then say, hey, you can come into a coaching thing with me, that kind of thing. For product people, we know don't give away free samples. People don't care about the free samples. They treat them very rudely, actually. And they already don't respect your time enough. So when it comes to that, if you want to show people what you're doing, maybe make a video while you're creating your product. Or share pictures of the finished product. Or if you're packing it up and shipping it somewhere, say, I'm so excited to share these with their new owners. Here's what my packaging looks like. Isn't it pretty? That's all you got to do. And that is enough to get some interest going. So the biggest thing that you could wreck yourself with is making it too complicated and then giving your services away for free. Please don't do either. If you need to get yourself into a little bit of a mode where you start getting that equal energy exchange like money, then do your coaching or your Reiki or your readings and stuff away for testimonials. Okay? Or talk with blog collaborators if you have a physical product and ask them if they can feature your items in a post. Okay? And sometimes they ask you if you can send something to them so they can actually give a really nice review, or they can interview you, things like that. Literally all the stuff that I used to do on my blog that is going to now move into the Crone Academy, like in the lower level of the academy as like the community grimoire. Literally everything in there that I've done with other people, you could easily do. Just reach out to people and ask if you want your products featured. You could even reach out to YouTubers and ask them and say, hey, I would like to get my products featured on your stuff because I feel like it really meshes with your brand. Could I send this to you and then you give me an honest review? And if you really like it, would you please make a video about it and share it? Because I would really love that. Boom, right? There are different ways to doing things than just giving your stuff away for free. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Pop hearts and likes if that makes sense, or pop a question if it doesn't. Tony says, okay, cool. Cool. Lemonade. Okay, cool. I'm getting the hearts and the likes. It all makes sense. And the other thing about this is I want you to start setting really good habits for yourself, right? We talked about this a little bit this week, how if you want to, if you really want to start making an impact with your business and start taking care of your time with it, treat your business like a person, like you're in a relationship with them. Set really good boundaries about how you communicate together. If you don't like something, then tell them and see what comes back. If you really want to dedicate a certain amount of time to your business every day, then start being really firm with that with other people. It feels scary. You're going to uncomfortably stretch yourself by telling people you're not allowed to come in the room when I'm working, or telling your kids, like, see, this is a sign that mommy or daddy puts on the door, and when you see this, that means leave me alone because I'm working, right? If you have to do those kind of things, I really, really encourage you to, because it's going to help create such a nice boundary for you. And you can do this in the smallest of ways, okay? It doesn't have to be a big old spiel. If you find that you really need to tell somebody about this, because, okay, this is something that could wreck you. When I got my business running for like a year or two, and my family, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, in case you don't know. And if you don't know what that is, it's a branch of Christianity. They're the ones that come knock on your door like the Mormons do. No birthdays, no holidays, none of that kind of stuff. Okay? And they're very strict dress code. You're not allowed to have friends or family outside of the truth, as they call it. Like, even you're not supposed to marry outside of that. And if you come in, then sometimes they can be a little toxic and want you to leave your partner if they're not a part of the congregation. It can be a little strict. And my mother, that I've talked about a couple of times here, is the most closeted green witch ever that is a master of the law of attraction, but she has no clue what the hell it is. And when I had been in my business for like a year or two, and I told her that I needed to tell her that I'm doing this because I felt like otherwise I was not going to get any support. And sometimes that negative ball of energy, if you are so afraid of your family finding out what you're doing, even though it makes you so happy, it can cause a funk in your business. It can make you not attract any clients. It can be really, really rough. And even like, there are some of the stuff that I've put on my website where I've talked about coming out of the broom closet with my family members. I did a couple of interviews for that kind of stuff, all of that. And I had to say that, right? Because that's the feminine part. That's the energetic part we need to mention. So sometimes the way that you can wreck yourself with your business is if you hide it. I understand the reasons why some people want to use stock photos for their hotline photos. Sometimes they don't want to show their real name or their face for their own personal privacy, especially because the kind of niche that we have, like the spiritual niche, we can get some really toxic people. I'm watching my wording. We can get some very toxic people that come in that we can honestly be afraid of. However, if you keep yourself and your business in the closet, if you close yourself off, then no one can find you. That word of mouth that every reader in all the other free groups preaches that works, all of that does not work if you are not open with it. Right? And that starts where you are. So if you have a partner that does not support you, then as a partner, because it's equal energy exchange in a relationship, perhaps there's a conversation you need to have about it. If your family is not very good about it, then perhaps a really gentle conversation needs to happen. Or your friends, or whoever you need your support system to be, perhaps a conversation needs to happen about that with boundaries. because that can really destroy your business and your confidence right out the gate. Okay? And there is some wisdom in not telling certain people. Some people don't need to know. That's the part of the witch's pyramid that's earth. That's silence. You don't need to tell people everything. When it comes to your creative soul, like Julia Cameron, one of my favorite authors, says, you need to nurture your creative spirit. And in the beginning, that means staying away from critics, right? Don't show people what you're working on until you are strong enough and confident enough to do it. So the manner in which you approach this, it depends on you, okay? But I just want to pop that seed into your mind of, if your business is hidden, that is a really big way of wrecking yourself. If you hide it, because then you blow things out of proportion, you don't keep it simple, then you don't meet people where they're at, and you're afraid of extending invitations. And that's how you stay in that lack of confidence, lack of time loop that we've been talking about this week. Does that make sense? Give me likes or hearts if that does. Because I want to make sure I'm super clear about that, but I don't want to push you, right? Because this is a very sticky topic. And you can even share your own thoughts. Okay, I'm getting hearts. People understand. Awesome sauce. So, one thing that you could do to help cement this for you is every day, not even every day to start, maybe once a week, think to yourself, what can I do today to be visible in my business? That can be extending invitations. That can be sharing your blog post or your copy or a video or something, or even a card to a group. That can be social media, as always. That can be talking to other people outside of your house about your business and maybe reaching out. There's nothing wrong with reaching out, right? It makes it, if you start doing that once a week, then you'll notice that you'll start doing it maybe once every few days, or once a day, or more than one time a day, and then you notice that your business is going to start growing because you're putting yourself out there, and the energy is going to flow so much better, right? So today you don't really have a workbook with me like for this, but I would like to lead you through a tapping session. So if you don't know what EFT is, the emotional frequency transference therapy. So EFT is a type of meditation that requires tapping on your pressure points. Actually, I should probably take my glasses off so you can see it. That requires tapping on certain pressure points, usually on your face, your shoulders, and your chest. There are some points, because your body is covered with over 400 acupressure points and acupuncture points. And all of those are chakras. Like, everywhere that you tap during EFT is a part of is a part of your chakra network as well. And the idea here is that not just the nerves in your body, the physical self, but we reprogram the energy within our bodies, the way that our neurons fire around a certain statement, right? So as I go through this, and if you would like to join me, if you are driving or anything like that, then please, let's do this when you're at home. You can just think about this and use this as something like affirmations you're listening to. But if you would like to follow along with me, I want to do this with you because this is going to help clear up any other background, any other background resistance that you have going on, right? Does that sound good? I can kind of see, like, I'm blurry. I'm getting likes. Let's see. Give me hearts or likes if that makes sense, if you would like to go ahead and, if you're going to go ahead and do this with me. I'm getting some. I see a heart. I am ready. Awesome. Awesome sauce. And mainly for this, we're going to use the underside of your hand. There is some stuff that you can do to be more mobile, that you can do more discreetly, but we're going to do our face, our neck, our collarbone, and the undersides of our arms, like right under our armpits, okay? Just so you know. Okay, so take a deep breath for me. Letting the energy flow through. You take responsibility for your own well-being, and you can repeat after me if you like. I make all the time in the world for my business, and I love and respect myself. I make all the time in the world for my business, and I love and honor myself. I make all the time in the world for my business, and I deeply and completely love, honor, and respect myself. And anybody else who may have contributed to this. I make all the time in the world for my business. I make all the time in the world for my business. Even when my life is hectic, even when I'm stressed out, even when nothing seems to be going right, even when other people seem to be preventing me from working, I still make time for my business. Because I understand that time is money. I understand that my time is invaluable. I understand that there are many other things that I could be doing. But I choose to spend it here. I choose to better myself. I choose to make lasting relationships. I choose to create amazing value. And that is worth all the time in the world. So I make time for my business. It's okay to feel stressed. Because everyone feels stress. It's okay to not feel worthy. Because everyone doesn't feel worthy sometimes. But I am credible. I give value. I am strong. and I am making an impact. And by understanding that I put aside the time for this, I'm allowing money to flow to me. I'm allowing my dreams to manifest. I'm allowing my business to work. And I'm allowing to make wonderful relationships. So I put aside the right amount of time to work on my business. And I know deeply and completely that it'll work out. In body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath for me. Take a moment. Let me know how you're feeling. No problem. I'm glad that you came. And you can go back through this and watch it as many times as you'd like to. Until you can feel those statements, have zero negative emotion for you. How are you feeling? I'm getting some hearts. Yay! I love EFT. I love it so much. Nice. Wonderful. Yeah. I like doing those rounds. And there are really easy ways to do it, like the sides of your fingers. If you're in a more discreet place, you can tap on the sides of your fingers along with the statement, and it hits the same things, but nothing quite as deep as hitting your facial pressure point. Okay, so let's see. Anna says, it feels like something's going to happen. Not sure yet, but some energy flowing. Woo! Denise says, once upon a time, I thought that was the only thing I had was time, so I'm offering it for free. Now I'm learning that my time is worth much, much more than free. Yes! Yes! I love it. Tanya says, I feel strong. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. So, where do we go from here? Because now that we've worked on our mindset, we've tackled a little bit of that cycle that I was talking about yesterday, right? We tackled a little bit of what it takes to start a business. However, now that we've nurtured our feminine, we need to nurture our masculine too. That way we have that balance. It's that yin and yang. It's that light and dark, that positive and negative energy in order to create a strong balance between the two. We need to do this in order to be successful at anything we do. We need that balance between the two. So the spiritual community is fantastic at nurturing ourselves, right? The feminine way, but the action is the lacking part. So the biggest culprit for this is, now that you are wanting to put aside the time, you may want to start relying on divine timing. That because you're putting aside the time and the mindset and things, that you believe that things are going to manifest for you. And that's true to some extent. However, you need to back it up with action. It's one thing to say, I'm going to get a job. But it's quite another to say that and then go fill out applications and call people and ask if they've reviewed them and go out for interviews and actually get the job. It's more than just mindset, right? So what I would like to invite you to after this is next Friday at 10 a.m. I don't know where my notebook is, but that's okay. At 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Eastern, I'm hosting a 2-hour webinar for fuck divine timing. And basically what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you need to start bringing in consistent income for your business. This will be on a private Zoom chat. Okay, so it won't be here in the group. You will, by the time you walk away, you're going to know exactly what you need to do in terms of action and the things that you need to start doing for your business. I am inviting everybody that has been a part of this challenge to come and view this, even afterward for the replay, because it's going to be on a replay. It is ticketed, but it's only $5 to come. Because I believe in giving a lot of value for very, very little, right? And it's going to be, it actually might be more than 2 hours, knowing me, and the presentation is actually pretty lengthy. But I'm inviting you to this because I feel like everybody here, now that you have the mindset, would really, really benefit from getting the action taking place, right? Does that make sense? Does anybody have questions? Let me know. I'll give it a second because there's like a 30-second delay and Facebook is stupid like that. Hi, Lisa. I saw you pop in. Okay, I'm going to assume everybody's good. Okay. So, right after this, also, along with this is I want to start getting to know everybody that's here. I would love to chat with you. Yay, I'm already enrolled for this one. Yeah, I know you are. It's awesome. Yeah, and actually immediately after you grab the ticket, it'll take you so you can sign up to the exclusive list and it'll send you all the information for it. Yep, you're all good, Rebecca. I know that you're on there. I got the notification for you early. I'm excited to get started with it. It's intensive. I had to make, Canva only allows you to do 30 slides. And I had to make a couple of different PowerPoints because there's so much stuff. It's going to be amazing. And we're probably going to go over the 2 hours, but it's going to be really good. But I would love to get to know everybody here, regardless of whether you're watching the replay or not. So I know that the rest of this month, I'm going to be giving you a lot of value. It is the season of giving. I want to give as much as I can for you all on all levels. So be sure to keep an eye in the group. If I ask any questions, like I put up a poll yesterday asking everybody what they want to learn for next year, what they're struggling with, because those top 3 things that we're going to learn that are on that poll are going to be our next steps for 2019. That's going to be our first quarter that we're talking about. I want to give you content that I know is going to help support you. So if you see any posts go up, please grab the content I give you because I've made it specifically for you. If you see any polls, I would love it if you'd answer so I could go ahead and actually give you the things that you want to learn, because there's no point in creating something if it's not going to help you, right? So if there are no questions, I'm going to leave this here, go get ready for my live over in Christina Quick's group. And that group, let me actually grab that. Let me grab that real quick, and I will go ahead and share that. In case you haven't noticed, for her group, the Heart-Centered Spiritual Biz Support Group for Professional Psychics, is having a 12 Days of Christmas live video cast. So literally in like 12 minutes, if you come join me over in that group, I'm going to be doing a live on, let me get the exact topic that I said. On 5 ways to use your soul divination method, the Yuletide way, so you can continue using your divination, exercising your psychic development, things like that, while still celebrating Yule and Christmas with your family. So there's the group. In case you are not a member, we would love to have you. It's amazing. That's full of all kinds of awesome business coachings too. Christine is actually one of my coaches. She's fabulous. So I really encourage you to hop over there. have to do that on replay. That's okay. Yeah, a part of that is if you show up, you get a workbook with everything that I'm talking about, and you'll get the replay for it. I'm very good at giving out the replays. So if there's no questions, let's see. Thank you. Absolutely, Denise. Absolutely. All right then. I'm really glad that you joined me for this challenge. I really look forward to seeing everybody that's here and that's been watching at the webinar next week. And I will be talking to all of you soon. Bye.